We've showed you when to hold them and when to fold them, but if you're holding onto cards like these, you better hightail it to the Rockies. Hey guys, Eric here with OntarioCasinos.com. Since we covered the best starting hands in Texas Hold'em, we're shifting gears and analyzing the worst hands in the game. So if you still have not seen our previous episode, I recommend that you do so before watching this one. Now, a very common beginner mistake in poker is playing an old ace. Sure, an ace in hand might score you a win sometimes, but it's not always a sure bet. If you're dealt an offsuit ace and a low card, odds are you'll be beaten by other players who are holding a suited ace and a high card, or a combo low-high card. So, when you're seated at a poker table with more than 4 players and a big raise in front of you, and you've drawn such a bad hand, the smartest decision you can do is a fold.
I fold.
The same concept here also applies when you're dealt unsuited face cards plus a low card. If you're holding any of these starting hands, 4-7, 4-8, 5-8, 6-3, this is the part where you brace yourself. The chances of snagging a victory with these cards are about as slim as a beaver in the summertime, especially when they're not suited. Even if you're super lucky and land a full house, your hand would be easily beaten by plenty of other higher cards. However, if you're in one of the blind positions, you can go ahead and play the first round before reassessing how your hand holds up in the flop.
Give them a fighting chance.
Holding a deuce 3 or 4 with a 9 is also a bit dodgy. Why, you ask? That's because the 9 would be the only thing that could potentially keep you up from drowning. If your 9 pairs up, you'll only have a middle pair. But unfortunately, this can still be overshadowed by players holding premium pairs, pocket 10s, jacks, kings, queens, or the mother of all of them, aces. Worse still, you'll be relying on some help from the board just to make a straight with these cards. Then let's talk about the notorious 3-8 and 3-7. Trying to form a solid hand, especially a straight with either of these cards, is harder than catching a puck with your bare hands. Sure, you can manage to land some pairs, but keep in mind that these are still low pairs, which means that you're still on a pretty weak hand. The worst possible starting hand known to poker lovers around the world is the dreaded 7 deuce offsuit. It's very difficult to form an actual good hand from these cards, and even if you end up weaving together something decent, you're unlikely to win considering the low card values that these have. The same scenario applies when dealt a 2-8 offsuit, which is only marginally better than a 7 deuce. So, to sum things up, the worst hands in poker are unpaired, unsuited, and unconnected cards of a low rank that can't create a straight. At the end of the day, any set of cards has the potential to become a winning hand, with a pinch of luck, a smidge of skill, and a sprinkle of a masterful bluff. So, good luck. What's the worst starting hand you've ever held in Texas Hold'em, but still managed to best your opponents? My name's Eric, wishing you guys luck, and reminding you as always, play responsibly.